welcome to Flow with Atashi. My name is Nuna Aslanian and I am the founder of Atashi. Today I want to talk about why I love my periods. I know, it sounds crazy, and I think we grow up hearing something completely different about periods from women, and I want to tell you why periods are something to celebrate. First of all, I want to say it's such a taboo in my culture to even talk about periods openly, and I think in many cultures, which is why it's so hard for me to take this video and be comfortable doing it, but I think it's something important to get over the taboo of it from what we thought it was growing up. It's obviously something completely natural. It's something all women experience. It's how humanity has come to be. It has to do with a woman's reproductive system, so why the taboo around it, I don't understand. But I have learned to love my periods in the past few months, maybe in the past year. And this is why. As I talked about in my last video, the luteal phase is the phase right before your period where emotions are heightened, everything is much more intense, progesterone is high, estrogen is low, so it's really easy to get down about everything and just feel low. But what happens when you get your period? First couple days of your period are still a little bit low because your estrogen is still low and your energy is down. This is still a good time to relax and rest and give your body the time it needs. But depending on every woman, that might last less than the other or longer than the other. But eventually, estrogen goes up. It starts to rise, leading into the follicular phase, but near the end of the menstrual phase and the middle, it's gonna start to rise, which means everything starts to feel good. That dark cloud that was all over you during PMS, during luteal phase, for me personally, it goes away instantly. Like, I feel it the day that my period begins. The whole world is amazing again. I can see brightness, I can see the light at the end of the tunnel. Everything is just so much better. I wish I could explain exactly what that feels like, but all I can say is you feel like you're walking back into a beautiful field after going through a rainstorm or a really cloudy, terrible day. Except that cloudy day had just lasted like 10 to 15 days. And the menstruation phase does last about 3 to 7 days depending on the woman, but depending on how long that is, you might feel the happy emotions instantly. Because personally, when I start to feel estrogen rising again and progesterone goes down again, I instantly feel better. And here's something I didn't know until I learned recently in a podcast, but I also just started to experience it and understand it. When your estrogen starts to go up, estrogen is the friendly hormone, the happy hormone. You are more likable, both by yourself and by others. Estrogen does play a huge role in regulating neurotransmitters like serotonin and dopamine, and those are all the things that make you feel good. So you're gonna start to feel better, and I think that is translated in your energy and how you perceive yourself. It's so amazing, but you genuinely do start to feel better. Let me know in the comments if you don't feel this way. I'm very curious to know how other women are experiencing it, but I personally, the second I get my period, I feel amazing. And I have talked to a lot of women, and I've seen just on social media other women sharing that once they get their period, once their cycle starts again, things are not so bad anymore. I know it's really, really different in women in different circumstances, like with PCOS or endometriosis or any other conditions that you can be facing as a woman that has to do with your cycle. But generally speaking, estrogen is meant to enhance self-esteem and body image issues, so that always helps to feel better. And bloating does start to slow down. Of course, after the first couple days, because we all know the first couple days are not pretty and we just want to be in bed, but I would say emotionally we feel better, just physically it's terrible. It's such a weird way to explain it. Like, emotionally you're willing to see the brighter side of things, or it's easier to see the brighter side of things, but physically you're in pain and you want to stay in bed. And that lasts about, depending on how long for each woman. For me, it lasts about 2 days. I know other women that last like 2 to 3 days. I know some women who are in pain the whole time during their period, so it's just gonna depend, but I can tell you that emotionally and in terms of what's happening chemically in your brain, generally speaking, estrogen going up is gonna make you feel better. And on top of that, spiritually speaking, this is a time to both literally and emotionally and spiritually shed anything that isn't serving you anymore. There's this sort of natural cleansing that's already happening in our body, and I think it does translate into a spiritual cleansing or emotional, however you want to view it, but there is this sense of like rebirth and renewal when you get your period, when your cycle starts again, because it is a new cycle beginning. And I think it's something beautiful to celebrate. I get excited when it happens. I will say I am in pain, like in the moment. I'm not like, this is so fun, but emotionally and spiritually speaking, I can feel the difference. If this is not how you usually experience your periods, so if you have PCOS or endo or any other condition, I know that it's different for you, and I'm so sorry that you have to feel anything different than that. I know there's many women who have different conditions or have different hormonal imbalances that don't experience this, and if you're one of those women, please research about your body and try to understand what could be happening. It's very important to be fully aware of our cycle and understand what's happening, and if there's anything we can do about it to make that effort to feel better. Now, to get back to fashion and bodysuits for just a minute, I did try the bodysuit that is meant for the menstrual phase. It's a long sleeve bodysuit. I put in as much research as I could to understand what women are looking for during their menstrual phase, and a lot of them were saying they just want to put on a long sleeve and sweats and go to bed. And I created the long sleeve bodysuit because of that, and I don't know, I think it just gives you like an extra sense of comfort when there's more fabric around you. It has the same gentle compression as the luteal phase because you're still going to be facing bloating in the first couple days. And I've made sure to take into consideration what we're wearing during our periods and what kind of coverage we want in the back of the bodysuit. So we've done a variation of cheeky and brief, and we've made sure that there's no lines showing, and I'm so excited to see how this comes out. We're only in first sample stage. I think by the second sample we should be complete, but it fits perfectly. I tried it on with multiple pants. It does not show any underwear lines, and I was so excited for this, but we're gonna keep working on the samples to make sure it's absolutely perfect. I don't want underwear lines. I want it to be comfortable. I want it to be something that makes sense to wear while you're on your period. And I want it to be something you can still put on and go out, because I know we still have to go out on our period sometimes. And it sucks and it's painful. But this is something that you can put on with a pair of jeans, with any bottoms that you like, put on a pair of heels or sneakers or whatever it is that your look is, and you'll still feel good and you'll still look good while being on your period and being comforted and still having that gentle compression, all of it to support you. I'm clearly very excited about this bodysuit. I wore it as soon as I got it and I kept it on. I've never done a sleeved bodysuit, and this is so exciting for me. But more to come on that. We'll see how the sample comes out. I just wanted to take this time to talk about the menstrual phase, about why I love it, and why I think we should appreciate it a little bit more. I know it's painful, but at least emotionally we're a little bit more stable than we were during luteal phase, and that lasted much longer. So we can ride the pain for a few days or however long it is, as long as it means being emotionally stable. But I will say the first couple days you can still be an emotional wreck, because I know a lot of women who cry every single time when they're on their period in the beginning, and that includes me. But life is still a little bit brighter during this time than during luteal phase. And if you're a woman, you understand exactly what I mean. There's just a sense of relief and renewal that you do not feel during luteal phase. Luteal phase makes everything feel very bland and blah. And although the menstrual phase is more painful sometimes, although it's emotional the first couple of days, there's just this brightness around it that is not there the last 2 weeks before you get it. So I don't know, that's my take on it. Let me know if you have a different experience or if you have different views on it. I'm happy to hear and have a conversation about it. I just want this to be a free space where women can share their experience with their cycle. Tell me why it took me so long to realize the sun is in my eye. Like, I literally had no idea. I was just talking and I was like, why is my eye being blinded? And the sun was in my eye. Sorry if that was distracting. I just want this to be a safe space where women can share what they're experiencing with their cycle, learn more about what the cycle is, and if there's anything we can teach each other, I'm happy to learn. So let me know what you think. Comment below what your experiences are with your cycle or what you thought of this video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. I know I enjoyed making it, and I will see you next time. Bye.